think New Braunfels Christian Academy was founded by a group of families in New Braunfels who felt like Christian education was important for their children, and realizing that that opportunity was not available in New Braunfels in the early 80s, we grouped together and began the school.
Parents just took it upon themselves. We got together, we wrote bylaws, we got donations. We hired teachers actually after we got the bylaws. We couldn't find a building, and the Strottemans helped us with that to find a house to locate in to start the school in 1981. And New Braunfels Christian Academy was blessed by God with a number of students, and as we grew, the first house wouldn't accommodate everyone. So in the second summer, we built a building in the back that housed the first and second grade the following year. And in that same year, we also rented this house between the Strottemans and the original house, and had a morning pre-K class there and music class there on the days that the pre-K wasn't there, and then afternoon daycare. And by the way, a number of board members signed their names on a dotted line to secure a loan from the bank because we had no funds. And so board members just went hands out and said, we're going to sign and you come take our houses if we don't come up with this. So we built that building, and then the parents also built that little fence that goes across. It was like crayons, and we just painted it and painted.
And even the children joined in.
The children joined in help.
It was so fun.
They did. Everything was fun. They had a little picnic area. Lou Ann Seidel would back her car up every day at noon, come with meals that had 2 vegetables and a roll and an entree, a little meat, and serve the children hot lunches. You had to let them know a week ahead, and she got that all fixed up. She'd just back her car right up, and so wasn't a problem we didn't have a cafeteria. The kids loved it. It was just really fun. It was fun for the families. It was a real bonding experience, and people in all churches in this town were involved in New Braunfels Christian Academy. I think that's the thing that set us apart, is that we were known in every church. We had board members and students and teachers from all different churches, and they all worked together and came together for this common cause for their kids. New Braunfels Christian Academy ran out of room at this particular location, and when we added the 5th grade was combined with a small 6th grade class, and they shared a bedroom of the original house. And so the next year, to add another grade level, we had to have more room.
We outgrew the facilities on Canal Street, and we decided that it was time to build a new building. The street hasn't been finished yet, wasn't completely developed, so we started building the building in the barn out at our ranch. And we built a big jig, if you will, with a plywood table with a diagram laid out on it, and we built all the wall trusses, all the roof trusses, and we had the children help us. We'd have weekend work times where the kids would come out, and it was a hands-on experience. They got to help build their school. Which you probably don't see a whole lot of these days, but the kids thought it was great, and we thought it was great, as long as the OSHA or somebody didn't come around and say that we were breaking the child labor laws.
The Christian Academy this building here was built in '87, and the reason I know that is because they wrote in the concrete back there the year 1987, and it has grown, it has changed in the way that it looks, but the part on the inside is still the same. The Christian education is still the same.
What I really recognize at New Braunfels Christian Academy is the growth that came. Here we were starting with maybe 75 students up to 3rd grade. That's not a big school. That was in 1988. And then we began to add, and so eventually when I left in 2002, we had 500 students nearly. That included preschool all the way up through high school.
Being able to share Jesus Christ while you're teaching, and if you need to stop during the day and go pray with the children, that's what it's all about. And the children come here and they know that when they walk on campus there's a peace, and it's Jesus.
The teachers we had were probably what made the difference. And in an interview process with a teacher or even a parent, we were very keen to say, we are New Braunfels Christian Academy. Our curriculum is Christian, it's very biblically based, and that's who we are. Are you comfortable with that? Because we'd love to have you.
We added the library. It used to be in a very small room, more like a closet. When we built the gym, it started off as a concrete slab, and they painted the slab, and then the walls came up, and then there was a very generous donor that came in and said, finish it out. There was even a tree that I planted out there, but it didn't make it.
So New Braunfels Christian Academy has been a story of growth, and I think it has to do with, and I'm very quick to say, through prayer and bringing Him, we're talking about Jesus Christ, into this school.
When the Christian Academy began their high school, Johnny Pogue and Mr. Turpin over at T-Bar-M invited the families to bring the kids to the T-Bar-M camp, and they had high school there probably 5 or 6 years before the families purchased the property here on 1863. Eddie Miller went to the folks at Valero, and they were about to demolish the building that we're currently in. It's 20,000 square feet of usable space, and he went to them and asked if they would be willing to give the building to the Christian Academy. And instead of them demolishing it, it became a gift to the families here, and another blessing of the Lord to the families of the Christian Academy. Sometimes you kind of wonder, what is kingdom education? Well, you know, it's that lifelong, Bible-based, Christ-centered process whereby we educate our children, we raise them up to know who Christ is, we nurture them in the Word of God, and then we prepare them for a life that honors God, and we send them out in the world so that they can make an influence and a mark in this world for Jesus. For that, I want to express my gratitude, and I know all the families here at the Academy do, for those men and women that have left us a rich history and a rich legacy that we can now pass on to our children and for the next generation that will come behind us and continue the ministry of the Christian Academy.